Hello! Solving a 5x5 is easier than you think it is. So here is a beginner tutorial on how to solve the 5x5 Rubik's Cube. Prerequisites. In order to solve the 5x5 Rubik's Cube, you should know how to solve both the 3x3 Rubik's Cube and the 4x4 Rubik's Cube already. If you do not know how to solve both of those, I will link tutorials for both of those in the description of this video. Here is a brief overview of the steps that we are going to take to solve the 5x5. The 5x5 is very simple as it only has 3 steps. First, you're going to solve all of the center pieces and build them into these little 3x3 sections on each side. Then we are going to be pairing all of the edges up into these little bars like this, with each of the 3 edges being connected to one another. And the last step is 3x3 stage, where we solve the 5x5 as if it were 3x3. The centers. The centers are the first step on the 5x5 Rubik's Cube, and it means that we're going to solve all 9 of these pieces on each of the sides. For simplicity's sake, we'll start with the white center. So find the white center, which is the one with this little middle piece right here, and we're going to put that facing up. Then, in these middle layers, we're going to look for a white center edge piece. So of these 9 pieces, we're going to look for the white ones that are in the middle. It could be here, 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 or here. Not these little corner ones, but the ones in the middle, like this. So we have this one right here, this little white edge piece. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring it to the top side. And we can do that just like this. We're going to make sure that this white edge is on the right side. So if it were up here, we would just move it so that it's right here. On the top, we're going to do the same thing. So this one's right here, and we're going to put it on the right, just like that, so that these are both on the right. If you don't have any of your edges up here yet, you can skip this step. Now that we have both edges on the right, all we have to do is this very short algorithm to bring them to the top. So R wide, U, R wide prime. And you see that brought that edge to the top. Next, we're going to look for another edge. Here's one. So just like before, we're going to put it on the right. We're going to put it on the right of this one. And we're going to bring it up, R wide. And we see that if we turn it clockwise into a U, we're still going to have an edge, which is going to come back down. So we're going to turn it until there's an empty slot above it, and then bring it back down, just like that. A problem you may have is that there is a white edge on the bottom face. So if that happens, we can just flip the cube up, and just like before, put it on the right, and do R wide, U, R wide prime to bring it into the middle, and then we can put it on the right again, put it on the right up here, then R wide, U, make sure this is an empty slot, and then bring it back down. And now we have this little white cross on our first center. Now we need to get the corner center pieces for the white main center. So if we turn the cube, we can find that we have some white centers that are in the corners right here. And here's how we're going to do that. We're just going to turn the front face so that they're right here. Here's the algorithm. R wide, U, R wide prime, U, R wide, U2, R wide prime. And as you can see, that white centerpiece is now on the top layer. Now we're just going to repeat it over and over until we solve the entire white center. So here's this corner. We're going to put it in the top right. We see that there is a blank spot over here, so we can put it there. If this was right here, we would just move this out of the way so that an empty spot is right there. And we're going to repeat the algorithm. R wide, U, R wide prime, U, R wide, U2, R wide prime. And as you can see, that solved the second white center. And we can turn and we see that we have another one. So top right, and then here. We can repeat the algorithm again. R wide, U, R wide prime, U, R wide, U2, R wide prime. And for our last one, put it in the top right, put this one right here, and then we can do the algorithm one last time. R wide, U, R wide prime, U, R wide, U2, R wide prime. And now you can see that we've solved the entire white center. Next, we are going to do the yellow center. And how we can do that is we can just take the white center and put it on the bottom. And just like before, we're going to bring each of the edge centerpieces to the top. So here they are. Here's one. So it's on the right. R wide, U, R wide prime. Put this one on the right. Put this one on the right. And repeat it again. R wide, U, R wide prime. Here's one here, so put it on the right. There's one on the right. R wide, U, R wide prime. And if we come over here, we can see we have our last one up here. So we're going to put it on the right. And we're going to put a yellow edge over here, just like that. And R wide, U, make sure this is an empty slot, R wide prime. And now we have our yellow cross. Next, we're going to do these corner centerpieces. So we have none on this side, so we're going to rotate, and we have one right here already in the right spot. So we can do the swapping algorithm right here. R wide, U, R wide prime, U, R wide, U2, R wide prime. Now we can move over here, put this in the top right, and do it again. We can move this one into the top right and put this empty slot right here and do it again. Now we rotate. This one's already where it's supposed to be. And then we could put this one right here, just like that, and do the algorithm again. And now we've solved the yellow center. I think you guys get the idea of where this is going, so I will let you complete the rest of the centers by yourself. Good luck. Edge pairing. The next step of the 5x5 Rubik's Cube is to pair up all of the edges into these little 3 pairs here, where all the wings are connected. So we're going to take any of these middle edge pieces, not the wings on the side, but the one right in the middle. So we can take blue and white for an example. Or, you know what? Why not? Let's do red and white, because I like red better. So we could take the red and white red and white middle edge and put it on the left, just like that. Then we have to look for a red and white wing piece. So here's one. Whenever you find the red and white wing piece, you need to move the outer layers of the cube to put that red and white piece directly across from the matching one. So this is red and white, and this is also red and white, and they are across from each other. Next, we need to make sure that the 2 edges are facing the same direction. As we can see, these 2 are both red and white edges, but they're not facing the same direction. One of them is white and one of them is red. In order to fix this, we can do this algorithm to flip the edge on the right. R, U, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R. And as you can see, that puts the 2 edges facing the same direction, red and white, and both of them have white facing towards us. The next thing that you need to do is we're going to pair these edges up. So if this right edge is on this top wing here, we're going to move the bottom like this, doing a D wide move. Then we're going to do that same flipping algorithm that we did before. So R, U, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R. And then we're going to undo that D wide move to slice back. And as we can see, it paired up those edges together. Now we need to find the other red and white edge piece. So here it is on the bottom, so I can just move it over here and bring it up. Now they're across from each other, but they're not facing the same way. So I need to do my flipping algorithm to get them facing the same way. R, U, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R. And now the edges are facing the same way. Now this one is on the bottom this time. And if you get one where the edges are across from each other and the one on the right is on the bottom, you're going to do the same thing as before, except this time you're going to move the top. So do U wide prime, the flipping algorithm, R, U, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R, and undo that slice with a U wide. And as you can see, that paired up all three of these edges. We need to do that with all of the edges around the cube, and I'll do one more with you just for an example. Let's take this orange and yellow piece. We take the middle edge and put it on the left. Then we look for another one, so here's one. We're going to put it across from it, and these two are facing the same direction, so we don't have to flip it. It's on the top, so we're going to move the bottom, do our flipping algorithm, R, U, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R, and undo that slice to pair up those two edges. Now we need the other orange and yellow edge piece, which is right here. And we can see that this is actually already across from it, but they're facing the wrong direction. So we have to flip this one with our flipping algorithm. R, U, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R. And now they're facing the same direction. Since this is on the top, we're going to move the bottom layer and then do our flipping algorithm, R, U, R prime, F prime, R prime, F prime, R, and undo that slice at the bottom to pair our edge up. Now just repeat this with all of the edges until all of them around the entire cube are paired. A problem that you may run into while you're doing your edge pairing is that you come across an edge that has three of them, but the middle one or the two sides are flipped. They're just all alternating. So this one's red, yellow, yellow, red, and red, yellow. Now if that happens, you can do, that is a case called parody. And parody can only be solved with a special algorithm. Here's the algorithm. R wide, U2, X, R wide, U2, R wide, U2, R wide prime, U2, L wide, U2, R wide prime, U2, R wide, U2, R wide prime, U2, R wide prime, U2, L wide, R wide. And you'll see that that flipped our edge, 3x3 stage. Once you have all of the edges paired up, you should have a cube that looks roughly like this, in which case you can solve the cube just like a 3x3. If this tutorial helped you and you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.